So I had a deadline in mind. And it was March that I was making this application for, so I boogied on this thing and I got my profile up and running and I said, wow, I like this. I can figure this out. And then I started figuring out all the tools and pieces that went with it, and then I started watching some other people, and I joined some groups that I pay attention to, some LinkedIn strategy groups. I've done some webinars, all to educate myself. And then once I figured LinkedIn out, I said, okay, now I'm going to blend it with my marketing skills and apply this. So what I do with LinkedIn is brand myself on LinkedIn. And I teach and work with clients who want to do a lot in the way of personal branding. So instead of just being a LinkedIn trainer, I have blended my marketing skills and my PR and branding skills to make LinkedIn work for me even better. And so I have provided individual training on LinkedIn. I've provided group training to a group of lawyers, about 12 lawyers at a time. I've done Train the Trainer, where I train the marketing director and then they turn around and train their employees. And I'm also setting up another program in December for a private company who wants to train their salespeople. And I don't use it for personal, it's only business. You know, I do allow people to get to know me personally, and I will talk about my children, but I would do the same thing if I were standing in front of you. But you're not going to see anything on that LinkedIn that I'm not willing and openly to tell anyone that I do business with. Does that make sense? So I want to caution you about putting some stuff out there that you don't want people to know, just like you do on Facebook or when you're tweeting or anything else. Just be really careful with that. Lacey's a marketing director of an accounting firm. I think you should be watching your competition, honestly. Okay, Lacey's a pretty savvy marketing director at an accounting firm. She's pretty high tech. I like some of the things she does. I watch the way she posted, and people watch the way I post, and they start mirroring what I do.
So if I want to post, if I want to watch a competitor, I got to watch.
You got to connect with them first.
So they have to, right?
I've done that.
And they connect with you?
Uh-huh. They want to connect with me, though, Nancy.
Yeah.
You know, and they're going to want to connect with you.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you that it is easier for me to go talk to someone now and them instantly feel comfortable with me than it was before I had this. Because they've read about me. I mean, they search me out on LinkedIn all the time. And they're already instantly comfortable and almost like I have credibility that I didn't have to go in and sell myself so hard. And I sat there and figured out why. And then one man, I went to a PRSA meeting. I've been on the board of PRSA the last couple years. He said, Rowena, it was your LinkedIn profile that I got to know you on. I had no idea who he was. He knew who I was and he was comfortable with me. Be strategic about it. Don't just connect with everybody. Figure out who you want to connect with and why, and reach out to them and go seek them.
But you can do that and say, you know, I met you the other night at such and such event. You know, it's great.
And when you do that, that's become warm, and they will usually connect with you. If you just use that blanket, I'd like to connect with you. It's self-populated. I'd like to connect with you on LinkedIn. Block, boot, delete, gone. You know.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's not me.
Who's viewed Rowena's profile? 8
Right.
people have reviewed it in the last 3 days. 16 I have been on people's searches when they're searching. I'll tell you about that in a minute. I have 631 connections. I have this many potential in my network. If I really wanted to scour my network, which I don't do. I mean, it'd be different if I were a national company or international company or whatever, to scour that and cultivate that. Now, if you're a headhunter, which I know a few, they have 9,000 connections and they have 50 million people, and they go out there and start searching this stuff to find people that fit their job criteria or employment criteria or whatever.
But on that, back up to the 8 people, you could click on that and it was.
That's where I was.
Okay,
I don't have the upgraded account, so I cannot see specifically who.
Oh.
I can see a random kind of idea.
Sometimes you can see specifics.
Yeah, and sometimes you can figure it out. Some people show specifics, like Scott Crane is actually showing his specifics.